My nice white button-up is dirty, and I can't find my black tie, but I have sunglasses. Men in Black. What is up, Flick fans, and welcome back to my channel. I just got back from seeing Men in Black International, and these glasses are distracting because you can see everything. Let's try these. Not very Men in Black. I can see better, not digging them though. All right, these are better. Still not working. Okay, now we're talking. So Men in Black International is officially in theaters. I feel like I'm one of the last critics on YouTube to see this, but today we are going to talk about it. If you guys have seen this movie, let me know in the comments down below. Did you like it? Did you not like it? And are you looking forward to it? Let's talk Men in Black International. So the Men in Black have always protected the Earth from the scum of the universe. In this new adventure, they tackle their biggest threat to date, a mole in the Men in Black organization. Alright, just some reasons behind why I was looking forward to this so much. I love the original Men in Black movie with Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones. I went back this week to watch all of them just in case you guys want to see a Men in Black tier list. Let me know that in the comments section down below. Rewatching those films allowed me to re-witness the incredible chemistry that Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones had. And then going into this movie, you have Tessa Thompson and Hemsworth who have worked together before, and we've seen awesome chemistry from them, so I was very excited from that perspective. Then you look at the rest of the cast, everyone from Liam Neeson to Kumail Nanjiani to Rebecca Ferguson, a great cast, and then F. Gary Gray, a solid director. Even though I don't love some of his movies, but you can still tell he has this visual style, this very appealing visual style that usually gets past being just another average studio film. Now, I was excited for those things, but a bit fearful just because it felt like Sony hasn't been marketing this too well, and then you throw in the very close to the release date embargo, and all of those things had me worried. So walking out of this movie, how did I feel? Well, Men in Black International, it actually wasn't as bad as I have heard it was from some people. A lot of people are saying, oh, this is one of the worst blockbusters of the year, and that may be just because we haven't had a ton of blockbusters this year, but it's not a bad film. And I think the thing that saves this movie is the chemistry from Hemsworth and Thompson. What I expected to be good was good. And I will say that as a whole about this movie, what I expected to work really worked here. You have all of these potentially great characters being played by incredible performers, and you can see that. Liam Neeson is a great actor. Tessa Thompson is a great actress. Rebecca Ferguson, who pops up in this movie, is one of the most exciting actresses in the business. So the performers are fantastic, but the characters themselves, what I wanted to shine through in this movie, even if you didn't give me a great story, if the characters are compelling, I'm okay with that. They weren't as compelling as I wanted them to be, especially Chris Hemsworth's character, who is very one-dimensional. Every character in this movie, they start out believing something or wanting to do something with themselves, but by the end of the film, instead of having a great character arc, they're the same character. They didn't go through what they needed to go through to allow the audience to relate to who they are and what they were doing, and there were just so many unanswered questions about characters in this movie, not even getting into the plot yet, because the plot for me is just kind of another cliche, standard, generic studio. It's a Men in Black plot. This is a Men in Black movie, clearly. And this is a Men in Black plot with the Men in Black tropes. You have the neuralizer, you have the cool vehicles, you have the awesome weapons, and they make sure to showcase that, and they make sure to make it obvious. This is a throwback to the original. You remember this from Men in Black 1? You remember this from Men in Black 2? You remember this character, this little side character? Boom, there he is. Okay, you guys think this is Men in Black. Ooh. That's fine. I think fans are going to like that. I found some of that stuff really entertaining. There are a few nods to certain characters that I think a lot of people are going to be looking out for. And don't worry, it's not like blink and you miss it. They make it very obvious and prevalent. Here's the characters that you wanted to see, even though it's a very short period of time in the movie. So fans who want to see that will be appeased. Listen, if you're a fan of the Men in Black movies, there are things to like in this movie. It's not a complete train wreck as some expected it to be, but it's not a very good movie either, because the story is so standard and cliche and predictable. I predicted so many story beats and elements, and every time we got to a point to where something could have turned and went in a different direction, there were two possibilities of where this plot could have went towards the end of the movie. One possibility is the possibility that I expected it to go in and that it ended up going in, and I was like, all right, we've seen this before, and of course they make that decision. There was another possibility here that I think if they would have traveled down that direction, and at times I thought they were going to do it. They showed way too much restraint. It's a very safe movie. They didn't take any risks, didn't take any chances. And F. Gary Gray, who is a great stylistic director, like I said, I couldn't really tell this was him directing the movie, and that's why this is just another standard studio film as opposed to an F. Gary Gray directed Men in Black movie with Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson, right? That sounds great, but at the end of the day, walking out, I felt that this movie had nothing extremely memorable or nothing different enough about the plot to bring in someone who isn't a casual movie watcher. If you want to see a good blockbuster on the big screen and you're a fan of the Men in Black property, then I recommend this to you guys. I think you'll go out and come out enjoying it because it's exactly what I expected it to be. It followed the same predictable beats that I think everyone expects going in, and the chemistry between Tessa Thompson and Chris Hemsworth is great, and they really do carry the entire film because they're so likable. But I don't think that's the characters that are likable. I think that's the actors making us think these characters are likable. But when you look at the writing and the direction and the character arcs, they just weren't all there, and it did not work. And the villains in this film, there are multiple villains. Rebecca Ferguson pops up, and then she goes away, and she was never used to her full potential. Why was she in this movie? I don't know. Lay Twins, who are not even actors to my knowledge. They're professional dancers, and as soon as I saw them, I'm like, is that Lay Twins? But what they do, they move and contort their bodies like these types of aliens would, so I see why they were cast, and they weren't bad. They had the menacing growls that I guess they needed, but the characters themselves, they just didn't do anything. They didn't serve a purpose. And the inevitable story point in the third act, listen, if you think you know where this story is going, you're probably onto something because it was one of the most predictable things I have seen all year, and because of that, I was pretty bummed out with where we ended up. Listen, the other Men in Black films are completely over the top at times, but at least they had a style to them. Men in Black International does not necessarily have a style, even though I don't think it's a bad movie. I just think it's kind of middle of the road. And I do believe there is some fun to be had. So because of all of those things, I'm going 54% for Men in Black International. Slightly better than middle of the road, I guess, but still kind of middle of the road. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to hit that thumbs up button because it does help this channel, and leave your comments down below. Did you find some fun to be had in Men in Black International? I definitely think there is fun in this movie. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you want to see me do a tier list about the Men in Black movies, let me know in the comments down below, and I will definitely do that. You guys are the best. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon.